Hello, everybody. I'm Sean's Mapping or the Sultanate Empire, and in today's video, we are going to be continuing What If Civilization Started Over. Let's go ahead and get right on into today's video. Now, I do again have to apologize for the little update video. I know I don't normally do update videos. It's just I had to do an update video because I lost the recording file and I had already saved the map. So, yeah. Anyways, let us go ahead and get into today's video where we are going to be looking over at the blue team. If you didn't see the last episode, I suggest you go check it out as it will explain what probably happened to some of your guys' favorite African country, if you guys even have a favorite country. If you do, go ahead and let me know down in the comments what country is your favorite from my series. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, I might put those two countries in a one-to-one world war against each other to see who wins. Or who knows, maybe I could bring some of my countries into modern day. Possibly. Maybe. Anyways, we will be seeing the Tanzanian rebels over here. Uh, once I do something that I forgot to do. We will be seeing the Tanzanian rebels quickly take over this major city after a pretty hard fight. Now, these Tanzanian rebels have been building up in the Tanzanian blue team area that the blue team has. And that is due to the fact that, well, these people over here are like primarily up around this lake and like in this area right here are very loyal to Tanzania due to the fact that most of this area was controlled by them for a long time, and also because they are practically near the Tanzanian capital, which is right over here. And they do take said capital after pushing towards it from both sides, with this northern rebellion up here being the biggest. Now, Tanzania has openly said that they themselves do not support this rebellion, as they have been getting on fairly okay terms with the blue team. So they themselves say they are not supporting the rebellion, but some military personnel, like some generals or, some people within the military or even some people within the government itself, may or may not be working with the rebels. Now, the blue team, as you can see, well, they're definitely in their own little predicament, if you can even call it that. As, well, they are fighting a multi front war. They're fighting two fronts over in South America, and then, ooh, several fronts over in Africa down here. So they are quickly able to take out and eliminate English hard sometimes. They are quickly able to take out and eliminate that rebel offshoot slash exclave of Tanzanian rebel forces. That color is way too similar. Needs to be brighter. So we will be seeing the blue team invade into this country right down here. Well, not country, but rebels, as this was a country that existed early on in the series, but failed to really gain any footing as they were taken by the blue team. Now, down here, the red team were doing okay, but not anymore, considering their puppet state just broke away from them. So now they got to deal with their rebellious puppet state, which is now pushing into their country. And well, it's a big fat no bueno. But not only is their puppet state pushing into the rebellion, into the red team. They're also pushing into the blue team and invading. As a rebel group that popped up in the blue team instantly united with the puppet state, and it's becoming very clear to the blue team and red team leaderships that this wasn't just something that happened, because the blue team has been dealing with their fair share of instability throughout the years that they've controlled all of these territories. But for all of it to blow up at once, they're smart enough to know that someone planned this. Someone made this happen. They're just not quite sure who or what made this happen. They just know someone made this happen. And without access to the Atlantic Ocean being cut off, their area up here will quickly get taken by Orange Team rebels. And, well, their South American colony down here, let's just say it's not going too well. It's not going too well. The country, uh, this country's government, which was in exile, returns and begins to rebuild their military forces using some rebels. And, well, if we just zoom on in down here, they begin their push into the blue team from this from the border down here to eventually go and meet up with the green team. Now, with these forces over here being cut off via land, a lot of them begin to slowly escape via ship up towards the capital of the blue team's colony, which, not a bad thing. But after the last troops either get killed, captured, uh, surrender, or yeah, that's what captured is. After some of the last remaining troops get killed, captured, or escape, they are able to take this entire southern portion. And now these guys, with their new revised military, after rebuilding a little longer, go up to help the green team. Meanwhile, these guys begin to move back down here to try and help these guys re-invade into the red team. Speaking of the red team, due to them being forced to relocate troops back home to deal with the puppet state due to it breaking away, they lose some more ground to this native country right over here and the blue team. But thankfully, it's not that much. They only lose one extra major city to the natives, and the South African Empire's colony down here is able to get to the outskirts of another major city, but is unable to completely push in and take the city, so they set up for a long siege. And after about a month or two, they are eventually able to take it after a 2 month long siege, but their lines get yet again stalled by red team forces. But however, before everything is done and over, uh, South African Empire troops make a naval landing over here by this major city. They quickly secure the city and the nearby ports that were around the city, either small or big, doesn't matter. And they create a foothold right there for themselves. Let us go ahead and go back over to the blue team right over here, as we will be seeing some more stuff happen with them, as we will be seeing this country right up here, or well, this rebellion, I should say, right up here, begin invading into the blue team as well. Now, unfortunately, the blue team continues to lose land. English hard. Continues to lose land on all fronts as a big portion of their military is over in the colony. Not their entire military. They have like a big military. Like 50% of it was over in the colony. And eventually they do lose the Tanzanian regions. And they eventually lose the major city here and also the northern parts of this exclave that they took, leaving them with only this small portion. But unfortunately, it does not stop there. Unfortunately, it doesn't. As we see the Madagascar area that the blue team had break away, as the government recently has been doing many things that are not happy. Now, over to Vietnam. Like I said in the update video, uh, while the war was happening and the blue team was fracturing, the Vietnamese, a archaeologist and a paleontologist, were doing some, and scientists, of course, were doing some exploration throughout the forest. And in the forest, they found a very ancient temple that is not of human design. It's not, it basically doesn't have a human design on it. Inside the temple, they found some corpses. They took one of the corpses back with them, along with the stuff that was with the corpse. What was with the corpse? A giant spear and also a bag and a couple of feathers that were with the creature or with the thing because it looks human, but its head is bigger. It has a beak on the front and it kind of looks like it evolved to look human, but it was a bird at one point. You know what I mean? But they couldn't really tell. So after doing some more test and analyzing, they are able to come down come down to it was a bird. They just don't know if what kind of bird was it, and even if it was a humanoid bird. For all they know, the spear could have been left in there by some humans that found the temple. But again, the temple isn't of human design. And the spear is very big for a human, considering this bird thing that they found is about 7 to 8 feet tall. Uh, like average, from what they could tell, the thing is 7 to 8 feet tall. Now they open up the bag, and inside the bag they find a mask of some kind. They're not too sure. It's just a mask. They don't really know. It's a white mask, and they don't really know what kind of mask it is. They just know the bird had the mask for some reason, and it was here on Earth. All of those things, including the body of the bird slash man thing, they don't know what to think of it, are all put into a museum within Vietnam, as that's where it was found, and that's where it's homed. However, as things begin to pop off, the museum eventually shuts down due to the virus that is going on and due to insignificant people going there. So all of their artifacts that they had in there from ancient times begin to get dispersed around the world. With the bird person, spear, and the mask all being separated, with the skeleton of the bird going over here to a Holy Arabian Empire museum, the spear going all the way to a Byzantium museum, and the mask going to a Eldarian museum. And eventually, that museum sells the mask to the leader of Eldaria. And the mask is now inside of a glass case within the leader's personal home. We will go ahead and revisit those objects. Just remember, the skeleton is down here in the Holy Arabian Empire. The spear is over here in the Byzantine Empire, and the mask is over here in the Eldarian Empire within the leader's personal home. That's where those things are. But that's besides the point. As well, this breakaway from the blue team within Madagascar causes some problems for the red team. What kind of problems, you may be asking yourself? Well, those problems would be rebellion of their own, as Madagascar practically splits down the middle, um, with half of it remaining loyal and the other half breaking away from them, which is very unfortunate for them, of course. Now, the red team is unable to push against the rebel forces up here, as well, some other things have happened that are now taking up a majority of their attention. Let us go ahead and look into what that might be in three, two, and one. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and as we can see, this is why the red team could, well, barely focus on dealing with their puppet state that has broken away. And that is due to the fact that the blue team population, the South African Empire population, is rising up and causing problems. Now, the reason I made them the same color as the South African Empire is because all of this is caused by, well, not everything, but everything down here involving their own people has been caused by the South African Empire, essentially. Basically, they were like, if you're loyal to us, then hey, fight for our country, fight for our future, yada, 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 good stuff like that. And well, that's exactly what the people are doing. Every person and their grandma is in the process of fighting for the South African Empire right now. Everybody and their grandma, like I said, is fighting for the South American Empire right now. So they are able to make amazing gains in the early bits of this war. Now, the red team, just like the blue team, is fighting a multi front war. So it's kind of hard for them to coordinate everything that is going on. Now, of course, they're still able to coordinate better than the blue team because they're not fighting as many fronts as the blue team. But it's definitely still hard for them to do so, as this was kind of a shock. Like, it wasn't unexpected. Like, the red team leadership definitely expected the South African Empire to do something like this. They just didn't expect it to happen so soon. They expected the South African Empire to wait until like the red team was fully involved like in the war and had no and only had like defensive troops back home. They weren't expecting this, which makes them think that the South African Empire might have something to do with all of these countries suddenly breaking away from the blue team, one of the only countries really protecting and helping the red team against the South African Empire anytime something like this happens. Now, the red team collapsed once. Who's to say they can't collapse again? But only time will tell what will truly happen to the red team. As we move back up to the blue team, and man, the blue team are absolutely getting pummeled right now. They get completely pushed back um, to, I would say, right about here. And I mean, this is only within like the first 3 week, not weeks, 3 months of the war. Well, of this rebellion. Like this is only 3 months with this rebellion. So, you know, not looking too good. Not looking too good at all. And I mean, these guys are able to push to right about here and take all this crap right here. And they are able, this country up here, with the support of this one and this yellow one right over here, they are able to push back the blue team right in here. And well, these guys begin their own little invasion of the blue team, even crossing the river to invade over here slightly, but not much. They take this one major city, and that's about all they take. Meanwhile, friendly forces for them continue to move and take land over in this front. They take over control of an entire like inland lake that is probably connected to one of the many major river systems that the southern part of Africa has. Now, they completely cut this country off from taking any more like proper occupied territory, but to that country it's fine. They don't really care. Their forces are still moving. And also, something that the blue team is very suspicious about is that all of these rebellions are working together. From the red team's puppet state breakaway all the way to the Tanzanian rebellion up here. They're all sharing info, intelligence, they're all helping each other, which is very weird for them. They didn't expect any cooperation coming from these rebellion groups, as all of these rebel groups have differing ideologies and different views and different um, goals in the end and in the end and also in the grand scheme of things. Well, as we can see, the red team is able to do a fairly easy job at pushing back the rebels. That is until the blue team rebellion then begins to send forces and aid their Madagascaran brothers. And now the red team and blue team are utterly confused. Why are two separate rebellions from two separate countries working together? One. And two, why is Madagascar rebelling? Because Madagascar was colonized by Tanzania, the blue team, and the red team. Well, countries that were a part of the red team, because the red team was gone. The red team had collapsed at that time. But Tanzania had the north, so if only the north had rebelled, then nothing would really be wrong. But this is starting to reach territories of well, former blue team and former red team territory, and current blue team and current red team territories. So it's fairly weird. I mean, here we can go ahead and look at the religion map right here. As you can see, this is all one religion down here. This is where the red team countries and blue team and the blue team colonized and settled. And also up here, you can see where Tanzania kind of colonized and settled. I haven't really been looking at at the religion map because it's not done just yet. Um, Same with some of the other map modes, like my slavery and stability layer, uh, which honestly I could probably finish fairly quickly. I just want to make it a little more detailed and just honestly a little better. Sorry if yeah, I yawn. It's very early in the morning for me. So, yeah. But uh, that is besides the point. We see the rebellion eventually able to push out the blue team or the red team from their country. And as this is going on and everything is happening, something interesting happens. Actually, something very interesting happens. As the blue team is, well, fighting for their life and survival, Tanzania actually announces that they have found something very interesting. They have found the corpse of a mysterious figure. They're not too sure. They don't have the proper equipment or tools to analyze what kind of figure this is or even what it is. They just know that it's been dead for quite a while and it was preserved beneath ground, kind of like a fossil. The thing is about 13 to 15 feet tall, and its face is wearing a mask. Surprisingly, it's a mask that is almost similar to the one found in Vietnam, but the creature is wearing it. It's completely black, 15 to 13 feet tall, and many other things. But as that is going on, Tanzania continues their military campaign to try and gain access to the Mediterranean Sea and possibly take over this country, creating the longest country in the world, which is going to look very, very weird. And I don't like at all. I I don't like the fact that I have done this, but hey, once you've committed, you've committed. There's no going back. I knew what I was getting into. Anyways, for some other fronts in Africa, we will basically be seeing this country right down here push up into these areas into this country right over here. Now, eventually, they will take all of these areas right here and they will kind of continue pushing just like so into these areas, just like moi. Ooh, excuse me. So eventually they will reach right about here. In the meantime, as they began pushing, these guys down here began to push just like so into the green team, who aren't enemies of the blue team. They're actually on very good terms with the blue team and actually have worked on multiple occasions with the blue team, and they even allied with the blue team during World War One to take on the orange team. Um, However, they just don't like how expansionist the blue team is becoming, hence this point of view on the war. So, really, it's kind of weird for this purple team, as their forces fought on the same side during World War One and a couple other wars. So it's weird to be fighting someone you worked with. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we will be having for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you didn't enjoy today's video, go ahead and hit that dislike button. I don't know why I had a brain fart right there. If you want to be notified or updated the next time I upload or make a post onto my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell notification icon next to the subscribe button to stay updated and notified. I'm Sean's Mapping, or the Sultanate Empire. I hope you beautiful ladies and gentlemen enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you may be, wherever you may live. And I'll go ahead and see y'all in the next one. See ya!